So yeah, if you were not caught up, honestly, I don't even really fucking know why I even broke up the video. But yeah, whatever.
Tested, you know what I mean? So black boys didn't steer towards me in school. I'm gonna take the.
Honestly, she actually looks a lot better than with all the makeup that she heavily put on. She actually looks a lot better. Um, I can tell she's very self conscious of her nose, which honestly isn't even a bad thing. It looks proportional with her face. Um, this girl has a lot of mental issues, and I don't mind disagreeing with black women, even when I'm mean and I'm just tearing them up. I don't have an issue with it. Um, these like I said before, these girls have PTSD, and you almost have to pretty much baby them. But I'm not gonna take their fucking crap.
So they never made. Black guys never really hit on me.
But honestly, like I said before, I think she's 32. I think she's in her early 30s. So, high school was probably definitely like something that was way back there. But honestly, I don't know how she looked, but she said she was, she was poor. So I'm trying to like figure out, like trying to imagine what she would look like. But really and truthfully, I probably would have dated her. I probably would have given her a chance. But then again, you got to think, and even in her juvenile mindset, she probably didn't even like guys like me. So it really isn't even a bother hearing her bitch and moan and complain about how the black boys in her school didn't like her or whatever. She's probably just referring to athletes. That's probably it. You know, guys like me, we're just invisible.
I remember one time this one kid in seventh grade told me that like I was hanging out with white girls, and he was like, "Oh, you have to pick if whether you want to be white or black." All the while he was on the basketball team, and most of his friends were white.
Told you.
And I just don't understand why I was presented with that. Boys started like noticing me. I guess I would say boys started noticing me when I was around
14.
September, right? So September when I was in ninth grade, and at first it was the African boy and the white boy, and then the African boy ended up leaving the school, but we kept in contact on MySpace and stuff, and we ended up going to high school together and stuff. So he was like my friend, you know what I mean? He was just like my friend, and he had seen women being treated differently, or like how a man should act in African culture. So he responded to me a little bit different, rather than
This bullshit sounds familiar, but I know I've never seen this video before. But this bullshit sounds familiar, and I've heard this before. I want to say at least two times that a lot of African boys, they will befriend African American women, and they will just do nothing with them. They're just good guys, the perfect guy, the friend zone. They don't do anything. I've been hearing this. I've been hearing this for a while.
not loving my brown skin. He actually thought my brown skin was beautiful. And then the white boy, we had gone to elementary school together, and he started just noticing. He was like, "Dang, you get your nails done. Oh, you're so cute." Blah 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 blah. And then me and him, the guy, I almost said his name. We had a crush on each other for months, y'all, like for months. And I was so shy because. And then there was this other guy. He was a really tall basketball player that everybody liked, and
Am I a little bit too? I'm too predictable, right? But I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm this misogynistic piece of shit, right? So you're gonna tell me I ain't gonna go there. Wasn't I right though? that she was only looking at the athletes. So you're telling me you were talking to this African boy for fucking months or maybe years. He told you how beautiful you were when you were just developing. And 9 times out of 10, he probably would have liked you even if you weren't developing yet. You never thought about giving him the ass. Oh yeah, I went there. It's high school. We're not gonna pretend like nobody's fucking. I'm not promoting it. That'll look weird, but I'm just saying. How come the African kid couldn't have? Well, you said he moved, but how come he? How come you're not messing with? How come you're not talking to? How come you never presented a drive? You never even mentioned that African kid earlier in the fucking video. I'm 16 minutes in. I'm 16 minutes in on the video. And you never reference him until now. You never said he was a good example for black men. You almost didn't even count him as a black man. So you were just telling me fucking minutes ago talking about you've never even met a good black man. And this African kid was treating you like a princess, and he was doing his best to be the best friend that he can be for you. And he friend-zoned himself for you.
He prided himself on only dating light skin or white girls. And he told me the only reason he dates white girls or light skinned girls is because he only dated the light skinned girls because their moms were white and they had transportation and they could have company over. And all of the black girls that he liked or talked to, their moms weren't having that. He literally straight up told me that. He said for money and transportation is why he likes these girls. But given his reputation,
like I told you before, a lot of black women hate their noses. So be mindful of the nose contouring.
he was like the star basketball team.
Funny, the white boy, he's this big piece of shit. But you never gave the African kid a chance. But now let's talk about the tall basketball player you fell in love with.
Person. He was super popular and he was hilarious. And we just literally created a friendship. It always was that. I always created a friendship for guys because I was like the ugly duckling. I never had too much body or anything. I started getting my butt when I was like in 8th grade. But I've always been flat-chested and I wasn't allowed to wear makeup or do anything and not allowed to jazz myself up, didn't have the best clothes. So I literally was just twerking off my personality and he ended up liking me. And coincidentally, he was best friends with the white boy who I had a crush on, or we were crushing on each other. Long story short, Sadie Hawkins, or not Sadie Hawkins, like the spring dance for the 9th graders, we were like, because our junior highs in Minnesota go from 7th through 9th, so the 9th graders were at the top of the class. We had a spring dance, and I wanted to go with the white boy, and I was thinking he was going to ask me. The same day, I'm thinking that he's going to ask me because he's hinting around to it. The tall black boy, African-American boy, he's like, you can't go to the dance with so-and-so. I'm like, why? He was like, no, first he was like, who are you going to the dance with? I was like, I think
if the African kid was still there, if he was, I don't know. She's kind of confusing me a little bit. But if the African kid was still there, do you think she would go on a dance with him? I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna let you guys think about that. Yeah, of course not. Of course, she won't have gone to the dance with him. She's too enamored by the so-called colorist white boy Remember, a few minutes ago, around what, the 6th or 8th minute mark, she was bitching about colorism within black men, but the white boys' colorism was alright. The white boys' colorism was alright.
And so and so are gonna go. He was like, oh, I wouldn't go with him. I was like, why? He was like, because he says he runs you. I remember this, you guys. I have a really good memory. I was like, what? And then so I talked to the white boy, and I was like, well, he said that you run me and this and that you can do whatever you want, blah blah blah. And he's like, why would you listen to him? He lies at least 3 times a day. He probably likes you. That's why he's telling you that. So I'm saying all of that to say this. I just have never really had a good experience with black men. They either make me feel,
Hey, whatever. Maybe Africans aren't black or whatever, but whatever. You know what? Whatever. You want to win that argument so freaking bad? Whatever.
ugly. They try to clown me. They're verbally abusive to me, or they play mind games like that.
You know
Like,
what?
you couldn't just tell me that you liked me to save your reputation, so you messed up.
I can't fucking resist. I'm putting that shit in. Damn, this shit was like damn nearly 2 years old. Yeah. Hopefully that I'm just kind of slowly read it to myself. Funny how you call that colorism from black men, yet you were cool and still to this day talk positive, um, but talk positively about your white crush who liked you, who only liked you for being for being fair skinned. Another contradiction you made was saying you met a black boy. My bad. You made another contradiction you made was saying you never met a black man or boy who appreciated you. Meanwhile, the African boy is black, and the African boy is black, and I bet. Yeah, let me put and. Sounds better. And I bet he friend zoned himself to help with your self-esteem. Yep. I
Me going to the dance with your friend because you wanted to go with me, but you didn't want to see us happy. Yeah, I have so many bad experiences, and it's not like I'm not attracted to black men or I don't think they're excellent. It's not that at all. And that's really what everybody's always thought about me. It goes deeper than appearance, boo. It goes way deeper than that. It is a traumatic experience for me.
Stop. You had an African guy, I can bet you was as dark as tar. But, maybe, hey, I think it's more so of a foundational American thing that she has. I don't know how severe her dad whooped her ass or something, but this mindset is the future, and this is why I kind of always had a little bit of contempt for light skinned women, because they have a little complex, and they blame dark-skinned black men particularly for fucking up their chance for being seen as white.
Work through. Just, for me coming up, it was never like an open discussion. I was always viewed as weird for dating outside of my race. I'm like the only person in my family who dates outside of the race, by the way. I really am. I'm the only one with mixed kids.
Oh, she has kids. Okay.
And it's for that reason, and it's
and it is not my fault. You know what? You didn't even have to make this fucking video. You know what? I'm damn nearly done with this video because this is pissing me the fuck off. I'm damn nearly done. You moved on. You dated outside your race. You dated a little white boy. You got a little pretty little mixed kid who are lighter than you. Cool. Cut it off. Alright, I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of this shit. I'm so sick and tired of black girls needing a goddamn violin for every little infraction of their life. They don't want to deal with us. They don't want to marry us. Fine. But it's funny that white boy's colorism kept you hooked and flattered enough to keep you interested in white boys. But you never had an interest in Africans, I bet. Even though that African kid treated you the best. He never said no bullshit. I bet you he never even mentioned your light skin. I bet you he never even mentioned it or even cared for it. But you ain't checking for Africans though. Skin too tar, too damn black or whatever.
It's crazy that some people can't think deep enough to figure like, oh hey, maybe there's another reason other than appearance. Because I've had black boyfriends, they've always played with my.
Oh my, you know what? I almost had pity for her. But I know where this is going, and it's really pissing me off. And hey, young lady, if you're actually, she's probably older than me, ma'am. If you're watching my video, I'm really trying to empathize with you. I really am, because I can see the tears in your eye. Or I can see it, even though you're not crying. It doesn't look like you're crying on the video, but I can literally see it. I can see you breaking down. And the thing is, I'm tired of this shit because you're not a one-off. You're not a for example. You are the very many of black women on YouTube who are scapegoating black men, especially the ADOS black men. And we as black men have never had a chance to rebuttal or even counter your talking points. And to be honest with you, I can bet you never dated a nerd. You never dated an educated lame. You live in a token black town. A token area. You're a token black person. And you're literally gonna tell me there was no educated lames for you. But when you were liking the black boys in your middle school, you knew to go after the guys that were the most liked. And then you want to bitch and moan and cry about, oh my God, these dudes have ulterior motives. These dudes are so mean and so callous. I can't even fuck with black men anymore.
Heart. They've always played with my heart and mind. Not saying that other races haven't, because my kid's dad is white and he was.
The thing is though, those white boys fucked her up too. And I can bet you that. The thing is, she can ignore it. She can ignore what white boys say and think about her. But black men, she remembers that shit. I can bet you she remembers every little infraction a black man has ever did to her. Stepped on her toe, made her cry. It's documented. I bet you it's written down somewhere.
A demon. Hello. So the camera died. Where was I? Somewhere in junior high, talking about how black guys used to play me. So also another thing that I wanted to touch on. So I put my lashes on. These are the anti-lashes by Anti-Gorgeous. If you haven't already, go support her. Black-owned influencer, black-owned business. It's an influencer company that is.
Y'all really cannot see how frustrated I am.
Black owned. Why would you not stand? These are really, really good. I've been using these a lot. I really love them. I kept them home in Atlanta because I didn't want to lose them. You feel me? These are really good and they're really, really pretty. So I lined my eyes with the Maybelline liner, and yeah, I got these. Talk about touch on from the subject of the 9th grade and the black boy. It's like he didn't like the fact that I was talking to a white guy, and it was kind of like a blow to his ego to see me be happy with him rather than him stepping up and saying, hey, I like you. He would rather destroy what we had because he didn't want to see me with a white boy.
I'm done. I'm fucking done. The fact that the white boy in the other video that I made stated that he only liked her because she was light skinned. He only fucked with light skinned and white girls because of an assumption that he had, saying that the lighter you are, the more privileged and the more affluent you are. And you can tell that comment stayed within her. Because look how glammed up and dolled up she is. Her face was lighter than her body. It really doesn't even match. And I was holding that shit in. I was really trying to hold that shit in. But, whatever. God.
Can't. So, that sets the tone from me and honestly, my kid's dad. I met him when I was 16 and I was always in love with him. So it wouldn't have mattered if anybody was black, Hispanic. It wouldn't have mattered. I was just dead set on him. So that's why I haven't dated a lot, because I was in a long-term relationship with my kid's dad. But as a teenager, I had 3 black boyfriends.
I'm kind of at the point where I think she's lying about her dating black men, because I don't know if it's just me or you guys want me to rewatch the video to understand it, but the timeline seems a little fucked up for me. I'm not understanding it, but I think she's lying to it.
They're all different black guys, right?
I don't even think she ever even dated or even liked a black guy. I think this video was just intentionally made to kind of jump on Tory Lanez and then kind of use that to piggyback on, hey, by the way, I'm married to, or my baby daddy is white and I have mixed kids and I've always liked white guys. And, it was thanks to situations that like Tory Lanez did to Meg Thee Stallion. I'm catching it.
And each of them kind of failed me in a sense, not like cheating or anything. It was like morals. Like, one of them was a preacher's son, and he allowed the entire church to talk about me, and he didn't stand up for me.
You do you really believe this shit? I do not believe this shit. I don't even believe that there's that many black people in Minnesota. I'm I don't believe this chick.
No, I've never felt protected by black men. I never have felt respected or protected, which is why I usually.
But does she feel protected by white men? I didn't see too many of them Trump supporters who were in interracial relationships with black women. I didn't see them talking positively about you guys. Hell, I've seen more. I've seen so many white men be upset over black women in movies. You know, why the fuck is this black bitch in James Bond? Oh, why the fuck is this black bitch in this superhero movie? Oh, why the fuck is this white bitch replacing a white character? You know, black men aren't bitching and moaning about you playing a superhero. But hey, you know, but like I said before, these are things that these women ignore intentionally because they know it's there. And you know how many white people are in Minnesota? She sees the white rage a lot different than a city Negro like myself.
Typically don't steer towards them, and they all think I'm random anyways. Just want to know who protects black women, and how can you have these expectations of us when this is all we're presented with? We're getting shot, we're getting killed with your kids, like we're getting dragged on social media calling us dogs or like nappy headed, or at any point trying to roast us just for being black, and your mom's black. It's just really.
No, don't play with me. Don't play with me because your dad is black, and you use that excuse to not date black men. And you know what? I'm done with this video. Honestly, I don't even believe any of this shit. I don't believe any of this shit. I just think that you're just one of these divestors, these little swirlers who just wanna blindly make up shit about black men just so you can kind of steer black women into dating white boys. I don't know if your boyfriend put you up to this shit, but hey, I'm done. I've never been this angry and frustrated with a reaction video. I should be in bed by now because it's freaking late, and I only wanted to do a video that was like 10 minutes max or some shit. I've damn nearly went through an hour probably dissecting this video, and I have zero to no interest of finishing it. This woman has really pissed me the fuck off.